Welcome to the Magma Classroom, our weekly digital painting study session in partnership with Wacom. This particular classroom series focuses on the basics of digital painting, starting with the fundamentals of value, shapes, light and color. We've done a good few apples and spheres already in previous lessons, tried our hands at some more interesting still life studies, broken down simple landscapes, and even run a gauntlet of timed exercises to speed up the learning process. These 1-hour study sessions are aimed at beginners finding their feet with digital painting, illustrators who want to tackle new subjects to grow their visual library, and more experienced painters wanting to warm up or wind down with something different from their usual work. I'm your host Ryan, the resident artist at Magma, and together we'll be sharpening our skills each week with a new subject to study. Top up your mug and grab your drawing tablet. While you wait, be sure to subscribe if you're not already so that you can stay updated about future sessions. We'll be getting started shortly.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to spring, welcome to autumn, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another session of the Magma Classroom. So I used the old intro there. We have actually come to the end of our 2-month promo together with Wacom, but I have some, all my files for our usual intro are stuck on my old laptop, which has bombed out and I need to take for repairs. Anyway, this is all irrelevant. We're here now. Our focus is on doing a mask study. This will be our first one for September. And during the clubhouse, we're going to do Mask Museum. So it seemed like a fun thing to do. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, you're welcome to join. Anyone who's watching over on YouTube, just check the stream description below. All the details should be there for how to join in. You'll have to join the Magma Classroom Artspace first, and then follow your way over to the canvas. And there are a bunch of canvases down below for everybody to take. More than enough. We can easily add more. Oh, I didn't rename these. Whoops. But anyway, you can rename it. Put your own name there if you want to. You just double click at the top, and then you're good to go. Let's drink some water. All right, and this time around, instead of a 1-hour study, we're going to do 2 hours. So if you want to stick around for 2 hours, you are most welcome. Blaze is enabled, so you'll be able to make use of our brushes that are there, on our textured brushes. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. If you want to spend longer on this, of course, you're more than welcome. But 2 hours will be my cutoff time. And it's the first bit of drawing I'm doing today. So this could be interesting. Hey, we got Mountain Pirate, Andy, Burning Phoenix, our regulars you can always count on. Good to have you guys here. Thanks for coming through. So we've got 4 different masks here, and you can pick one or all of them if you want to. Some of us draw a little faster than the others, so if you want to go ahead and do all of these, then you can. Otherwise, if you really want to get stuck into the details, then you can just focus in on one of them, because when we zoom in, there are some really cool details to focus on. Now, why is my mouse cursor not showing? That's weird. There we go. Always show arrow cursor. I keep losing my mouse cursor, so I have to change this. But when we zoom in, we see there's lots of interesting different textures here. I chose this one particularly because of how smooth that section is. but in the section below the bottom eyelid, it's quite weathered, which I thought was quite nice. And then, of course, here we've got this very even flow of lines, making for quite an interesting texture and form. And we've got a mix of things, just fun shapes to play with. And if you're into character design, looking at masks like this can give you plenty of ideas. I love this. I love this character. So simple, and you could probably knock out a study of this pretty quickly. But it's such an effective little character, I think. All right, Mind Pirate. Cool. Well, we're going to be around for a little longer this time around, so hopefully by the time you're back, we'll still be here drawing. Okay, so I think, oh man, I also just love this. This is from Cote d'Ivoire. These bells around in the moustache, I think, is really interesting. You can spend quite a bit of time there, but I think I'm going to focus on. I think I'm going to focus on this one here. This is really quite interesting. Now I have kept all the reference on separate layers, so if you want to move them around, then feel free. I unfortunately can't tell you much about these masks because I didn't really have time to delve into that. It's a little extra time to do that kind of research. But just scrolling around on Pinterest, looking at sort of traditional masks, ritual masks, African tribal masks, yeah, Oceania, really cool stuff from that side as well. There's no shortage of really cool inspiration. So if you want to, you can also bump up the size of your reference here with them all being on separate layers. You can just double click on the layer to take it over, which you actually won't be able to do because I've disabled that setting. Let me know if you need to, and then I'll come over and adjust that. I'll do it here for the purposes of the stream. That's your regular place for inspiration. Yeah, normally I don't want to like get too zoomed in from the beginning because it's nice to also get quite a zoomed out view. But for the purposes of this, let's go for it. So as always, for those who are maybe new, a bit more beginner level, I always point out that we take some time to just figure out our shapes. What sort of shapes are we looking at? Just to simplify things, because it might look complicated at first glance with all these different textures, but getting the textures and all that comes later. The main thing is to get the shapes in first. If you squint your eyes at this, we've got this kind of bean shape, right? Well, almost bean. Okay, that's kind of sort of. We've got this circle up here, or oval, or a double oval. And then we have these things that break it up. Yeah, this breaks out the silhouette there. We have this that follows the form. Also, like looking at that roundness, whole band over there. And then same here. I mean, this is kind of just like a half moon almost. So you can just break it down as simple as that. You can put in all the other stuff later. So obviously it comes in. And same thing too, like, okay, yeah, sure, it's just a straight triangle, but that has some form to it that follows around. So you want to try and create that sort of shape there. Same, we have these arches over here. Pretty much a straight line, very slight bend over here. So just breaking things down into these sort of shapes. Even this shadow here, it's not quite a triangle, but almost. And it's got this sort of hollow in here. So yeah, just breaking down things to shapes that helps make this thing make sense to you. Starlight, to see your comment there on YouTube. Look in the stream description. The instructions to join are there. You'll have to join the Magma Artspace first. That's the first link in the description. And then you'll have to follow the link to the canvas afterwards once you've joined and signed up, if you're not already signed up to Magma. And Mountain Pirate asking, yes, the next clubhouse is going to be it's going to be mask themed. Oh, glory, I've gone and drawn on the wrong layer. All these lines on the wrong one. Oh well, not a big deal. Let's get into some drawing. So the first thing was to get this, let's get a bit more pencil-like. I haven't put any music on. Let's do that first. Otherwise, there's the chatter going on in my head. There we go. Let's turn off this comment. Yeah, next Clubhouse is... Oh, why is my sound so loud? We've got a lot down there, and still room for more to join in. Just let me know if the music's too loud, and I'll adjust that. So, like I said, we had this bean shape. It's sort of okay, like that. Probably could be wider. Oh, I've done it. Why is it still on the same layer? Why does this keep happening to me? Sorry, I need to change that. I need this to be on a separate layer. Again, if you notice that this happens to you, the trick here is to tap in the layer list, like underneath the visibility icon. To tap in there rather than just tapping on the layer. It tends to be more effective. Anyway, note to self. What if a troll went on the canvas? Well, then the troll will be removed. If he's on any of our canvases here. If in general you have problems with trolls, you can kick them from your canvas if it's your canvas. And this sort of divides it almost halfway. This should actually come down way more. And if I use these lines to just show me where things are, see that this sort of back section brings me to the ear, and the ear doesn't come as far out as here. So I'm going to do it sort of about halfway, maybe like there. So let me know, Starlight, if you're having trouble joining the canvas, joining in here. I've got this here. What I'm going to do is just a quick to make sure. Okay, and then we had this ring up on the head, which kind of connects. We do sort of have the central point here. Comes down. Like this. What sort of angle does it have here? And I know that all these lines are going to be following up this direction. Let's make this bigger. These ones are following like a pinnacle point here. Oh, little canvas refresh there. We have a diamond shape. This isn't quite looking right. Refine all this later. Got lots of time, so I don't actually need to worry about rushing and getting such a great result right away. line up here. These eye slits line up just below where the eye is. Just trying to follow a little bit of what's... keep it a little bit accurate. Probably come down further actually. Just keep coming down. Zips here. Okay, I don't know what really is going on here. These are conversations. Right? And this is just here. And everything else. Yeah, that's a rough enough sketch, I think. Thanks. I think it's kind of a terrible sketch, but it's just to get the placement and things right. So I'm going to put on a separate layer. I'm going to put down a base, and I'm going to use the lasso fill for this, just to be able to get it in nice and quick. Just get a solid color. Doesn't matter if it's not the right color. Painting over that anyway, but just so that there's something. Switch the brush again. I want to start using some something behind it. I usually don't like to work on such a flat background, so I'm just going to add a little something behind it. help to bring some things forward. So let's break this down into some simple shapes, simple color shapes. Oops, I've done that on the wrong layer. So this is, here is a bit more red. So red orange. Saturation there. Hey Deco, welcome. Yeah, and then we've got this dark brown, just breaking into simple things. It's a bit more desaturated. Maybe not that desaturated. This as well. And the lighting is pretty even along this, probably from above. So I'm thinking about the shadow forms, just following that. There's a little bit of shadow there. And I've got some shadow down here. It's all quite dark, actually. This is good, getting a lot of this canvas refreshing going on. And then we have this blotchiness, which is so spread out in the lower half of the face. I know I said last time that we would do sword timber, or like another material study and focus on swords this week. Seeing as we did pretty much that last week, now let's change it up. Do masks instead. Here we've got some shadow. What are the lighting? Mine's like sort of white, maybe a cool white. So I'm going to go warmer into my shadows. It's like here. For example, if you're struggling to figure out where to put your shadows and such, you can try and draw like contours over your reference to try and see what exactly is going on with it. And what I mean by that, let's change my brush here. Like with this, these lines give us great indication of contour with this form. Yeah, they follow. Now, why is it not drawing? There we go. So this follows around like that. It's up and around and around. When it come here, this contour sort of, you got the front of the head coming through, and then it turns in down to the top of the eyelid, and then comes out again. So you can use this to help you. If your light's coming from above, for example, then you know that, okay, well, this turned in, and the light's coming from above. This came out and then in, so this section's going to get more shadow. It's going to even out as we come out to the edges, but generally that's going to have a bit more shadow. Here as well, on the underside of this. This lip, for example, sort of comes out and around into the nose, across and then up. So there we know we're going to have these darker shapes. So we can use these sort of contour lines just to help you just figure out what's happening with the light. Ooh, that's another canvas refresh. That is the 4th time today. Yeah, because I'm doing what is going on? My tools are really misbehaving today. That one brush is darker. Why is it not darker? This on top. This, aha, cheeky layer. Actually, gonna start painting on top of that because my lines have served their purpose. Got a bit more dark over here as well. Very dark on this side. Let's be a little bolder in my strokes here. Dark here, that's way too much, but it's fine. For anyone that's watching over there on YouTube, you are welcome to come and join us. Check the stream description below, all the details are there. And if you're on Twitch, let me know and I'll send you the links to be able to join. This could be darker, I would say. Cool, cheers Mountain Pirates, see you later. Darker. Dawkinson. Starlight asking, how hard would you say art is? That is a very difficult question. And the easy answer is extremely difficult. But no, okay, we've all been drawing as youngsters. So we're all done for fun. When we get good at it, then it's difficult. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of, I suppose, failing, but kind of want to change how we understand failure. It's not a bad thing if you get things wrong. But yeah, art's difficult. Like, it's not a... It doesn't always have to be like realistic stuff. Yes, Arthur like saying depending on what your style is. Style is something that's cultivated over time, though. You don't pick your style before you learn how to do art. Really, I don't think that's a good approach. But maybe depending on the type of art you do, maybe there's less need to be anatomically perfect and accurate. It doesn't really matter. You still got to show up and draw, and I think that's the hardest part of all of it. Yeah, definitely. With time, you'll see improvements. A lot of times people get too frustrated, expect too much of themselves way too early, and they expect recognition way too early. Just enjoy it. Just spend time enjoying it and enjoying learning how to do different things. Yeah, start small, absolutely. This is why I've become such a big, a late bloomer on the benefits of doing still life painting. Doing simple things, spheres, cubes, apples, whatever, do all that stuff first. But try and follow a structure if you can. If you have the means to do a course or go to some classes. I mean, a lot of people are sort of, they figure it out on their own, and that's fine. But for some, it's helpful to have a bit of structure. Someone to help guide you from one lesson to the next. Yeah, Hearthrolix, joining a community of artists makes learning and improving a lot easier. Definitely. That's why we have the Magma Discord. You can always share what you're working on. You can ask for feedback if you want it, or just share. Tell people what you're trying to learn and get better at. It definitely helps to have people to draw with, though. Sure. So when the discussion comes up about whether or not you should or shouldn't go to art school, one of the points where people often say, and where I agree, that there's the benefit of going to art school is in the community, the people you meet, the network that starts to build there and then. But it's not to say it's needed. just can be helpful. For most, I think it's just unnecessarily expensive. It's good art school in a lot of places. But then you have things like schoolism, you know, then there's also Facebook groups or Discord servers where there is still that community. People share tips, they share their progress, ask questions. A lot of other like online learning platforms will have a similar thing. Yeah, definitely, Arthrolix, I agree there. Context is everything. This can be better for some people and not for others. But it is a tricky question. Also depends on how you learn as well. Some people do really well just on their own figuring stuff out. I struggle with my focus, so it's beneficial to have structure or people around to be accountable to. Hang on a moment. Our neighbor has a child from the very depths of hell itself. Sent to challenge the patience of all mortals. Let's change the music track a bit. Healer. Now, I know this is going to take me a while to get to Alt. It's fine, as long as I've got that that base shape down well enough, I'll be okay. Sort of bean shape. This will probably come up a little. That's there. Don't forget to drink some water. I won't draw all the little heads because I'm a very slow painter. So I'm just going to take my time trying to figure out one of them. I mean, if you want to, you can of course do. You know, just for the purposes of kind of study, right? Make it smaller. So a good exercise to do is, like I said in the earlier, just finding those shapes. You could just focus on that, but trying to just figure out what are the core shapes that make this thing what it is. So, for example, let's see, make sure that I brush the way I want it here. I'm looking at this bottom one. You know, it's a long oval. Fans out over here. Reminds me a little bit of No Face from Spirited Away. It's got these dividing lines here. Precious. Breaks up there. Eyes. Then there's a pattern there as well. It's here. It's here. Put that mouth over there. Deco, there is no blow brush. No. If you want to do smooth transitions, you can use the softer round brush. Or, yeah, as Andy is suggesting there, you can apply a filter, but you might want to do... Oh, Starlight, I totally misinterpreted your question. You asked if I was going to draw all the beads, not all the heads. I read that as heads. Ultimately, yeah, I might want to draw all the beads, but more just to give an impression of them. Anyway, I'll carry on with what I was doing here. Just get these shapes. This is a bit more yellow. It's a bit lighter over here. That dark reddish color. Yeah, I made this too big, but it's fine. And we have this, what is like a green gray? Yellow, green, gray. Sure thing, on parts. See you there. Paint over all of that. I'm just trying to find what makes this thing this. And I've done it really quickly. It's not at all accurate to the reference. But it's like sketching ideas in a sketchbook. That's it. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I try any of these others, I'm going to go way too into it. Starlight, I don't know about that. I'm going to recommend that you let us know about this by go to Magma. There should be a little chat thing here that links you to support, and then you can send us a message with a bit of information. And give us some details about that, maybe a link to the canvas where you're experiencing this, because that needs to be investigated. There is an issue if you have a public art space. I know that sometimes with users coming in it gets a little tricky because they're members of the art space. I don't know. It's canvas refresh. Let's hide this. You have already? Okay. Take a look. Okay, I'll look at this later. It's not something for now. I know sometimes people set things for their canvas in a way. Oh, this canvas, what's going on? It's pretty frustrating. I had this issue last time I was in Georgia a few months ago. Canvas constantly refresh. Some sort of internet issue. Just sort of corrected itself. Go away notification. I think I did an alt account. Okay. Otherwise, just pop a message again. And if you're still having that issue, I mean, if it happened ages ago and it hasn't happened again, maybe it's not such a big deal. Switch all that fine. Let me copy this reference from another canvas. All my lines are getting in my way. Still got lots of canvases, so if you're watching and you want to come join along, paint with us, check the stream description. All the details are there. All are welcome. Wait, no, did I actually copy this thing? Remind me again, TBT, are you drawing with a mouse? Or do you have a tablet? Yeah, with a mouse. Yeah, that's just... paint the hand. Oh. Why don't you use the tablet? You just don't want to wreck your wrist so soon in life. Save that for later. So we've got about 2 rows of beads here. Yeah, even I'm drawing a terrible way at the moment with being zoomed out quite a bit and working so small. I am using a lot of my wrist to make marks, so it's a bit bigger here. Yeah, definitely depends on the tools that you're using. Yeah, and like in Blender, if you're doing 3D modeling, then a mouse is fine. I mean, if you want to do art long term, you kind of need your wrist. You got to take care of it. Especially for drawing circles. Drawing circles with a mouse is may your life never depend on it. I suppose it is all muscle memory. I mean, if you can get that perfect motion with a mouse. Ah ha ha. Did say draw a circle, not write circle. Oh, absolutely. Stabilizers doing a lot of work. Yeah, same. I'd rather just have messy lines. quicker with a trackball. Actually been wanting to look into more ergonomic mouse again. Something for the future setup. Have we just passed the 1 hour mark? Yeah, my screen colors just started changing. You used a trackpad for most of college? Ouch. What am I doing? I'm trying to find. You like the lag? You sound like a real sucker for punishment. I suppose I'm avoiding this section here. Well, the pencil's great for landscapes. I like a more squarish brush. Interesting. Oh, we're doing TBT. We're doing 2 hours. We're doing 2 hours. Oh, Jesus. No, stop refreshing, you ridiculous page. What do you think this is? Monday or something? Damn Mondays. Labor Day. Is it Labor Day in America today? How does I don't know much about it. Like how does it is it just a sort of day off? Any sort of celebration that happens around it? I suppose it's like Workers' Day in South Africa. It's a barbecue day. Another yes, Mountain Pirate. When the canvas refreshes, my tools roll back as well. extremely, extremely annoying when that happens. I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. I assumed it had something to do with latency in the connection. Because in my previous apartment, when it was happening a lot, that was the case. I had a lot of sort of higher latency issues. Yeah, I mean, South Africans pretty much any excuse to have a braai or a barbecue, call it a braai. So, yeah. Rain or shine. Goodbye, tourist day. As all holidays should be. Hey Nathan, how's it going? How are we doing for canvases here? We still got enough? Yeah, we still got enough. Okay, yeah, I don't know why that was happening. I didn't really do anything. I didn't solve anything myself. This is just a weird technical glitch. I don't know if those holidays force you to go and be social. I think you have to be. But it is pretty annoying when if you're younger and family expects you to participate and just don't want to. Hey Anvil, no worries, all good. A nap should always take priority, I think. So we're doing this only on Mondays now, just so you know. I was just about to ask, are you trying to say beer? Just a regular day off. Okay, so that's pretty much the conclusion we've come to. Just a regular day off. Nothing fancy. No sort of specific traditions around that. Oh, what's my schedule like? My schedule has actually just gotten really busy. But I am still keen. I am still keen. There goes the canvas refresh again. Yeah, Nathan, the theme for the clubhouse is building on this. It'll be a fun one. Sort of like that did the what is it, like a fantasy shop thing with all the weapons and potions and stuff like that. Sort of like that, but with masks. And you can really go totally bonkers with masks. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Just playing with shapes. I've mentioned before that sometimes I like to do just using the lasso fall, and just playing with shapes, trying to see, okay, well, what if we did a bottle that was like this, or I don't know, maybe like a full-on round. I'm trying like different potion bottles. You know, you can do the same thing with like any sort of object, knife, or, things like that. And just, you can do the same thing with masks. Just play around with building up different shapes on top of one another, see what you come up with. Otherworld gala dinner. It could be interesting. Yeah, more cherry blossom trees. Yeah, it's almost cherry blossom season. Okay, we're a few months out. I'm maybe getting a little ahead of myself. Is that something that's on people's bucket list? Checking out cherry blossom season in Japan? It looks like it's a really difficult choice to make when wanting to visit it. Do you go during the autumn when you get all those delicious red autumn leaves? Or do you go during the spring when you have the amazing cherry blossoms? No, I haven't. Well, I have kind of tried 3D modeling, but just very briefly. I haven't done it with any sort of seriousness. I do intend to, but I'm just trying to get better at painting for now. Otherwise I'll spread everything a little too far. Spread my skills, or spread my attempts at learning too thin. So I would like to learn some 3D modeling, particularly for practice, for doing props. But right now, I just want to be a better painter. Okay, cool, Mountain Pirate. I'll send you a DM probably tomorrow. I just have a lot of work commitments this week. But once I'm in the groove with that, I should be good. Yeah, going once will probably make you want to go again. It's not one of those places you visit once, I think. Nathan says Disney released their Render Man for public and available as a Blender add-on. Interesting. I don't know anything about the Render Man. I wouldn't mind trying to animate with using the grease pencil as well, figuring that out. But there's just so much to learn, guys. There's so much to learn of everything. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a complaint. Rebel 6 motion was used for Spider-Man. I still need to try Rebel. Too few tutorials in English on the grease pencil. Well, if ever you need an excuse to learn Japanese. Or Mexican. Mexican? Did you mean Spanish? By Mexican animators. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. I was immediately interpreting it as the language. My mistake. Cheers, Nathan. Thanks for joining and having a chat. Hopefully we'll see you at the Mask Museum. Mountains aren't your strong suit? Well, start by drawing a rock and then something really small next to it. Or a small person next to it. Then it'll look like a mountain. Follow me for more art hacks. It's all about scale. It's a rock with scale. Yeah, atmospheric perspective too, for sure. Nathan, yeah. Wake me up when September comes. I remember when that was released. So with Agi, it pretty much gets all the same updates. There's some things that aren't there, but it gets a lot of the same updates. We're still figuring out what to do with it because it's just everything's evolved into Magma. It's pretty much the same. It's the same thing. It's just evolved into Magma. So I don't really have an answer for you there. But for now, Agi will still be around. You can still go to the site that way. But for storing your artworks, then you're going to need an account. Deco asking why is it only on Mondays? Because I'm taking on a new role at Magma, and I've got a lot of extra work. So just to condense a little bit, the stream prep, I'm just going to do it once a week. And also folks have said that a 2-hour session is a bit better, gives us a bit more time to focus in. Mountain Pirate asking what I'm going to be doing. Well, it's a lot of the same, but I'm going to be more involved on the testing of new features and getting that all communications around that looking good for you guys. Doing a lot of the guides, like I said, a lot of the testing. Testing across multiple devices, making sure everything runs smoothly. More canvas refreshes. This is driving me mental. A little bit bonkers. Now, how am I going to make sure that this doesn't happen to me during the Clubhouse stream? Connect a different internet source, I think. TBT, have you tried using the different block and line brushes that we have for putting down a landscape? I think those might also be useful. And particularly like a horizontal flat brush can be really nice too. Just get a lot of big flat areas in. Thin flat. That's the one. That's why I put it in there. Ah, interesting. Did you play with the different brush settings? Because especially with something like the foliage brushes, playing around with these different settings can make quite a big difference. I remember with my first drawing tablet, I didn't realize that it did have pressure sensitivity, but because of a driver issue, it wasn't working. And so I was having to manually change my settings all the time, just constantly adjusting size and opacity. Always just moving that slider back and forth, back and forth. And then one day I needed to bring out that old tablet again because why did I do that? I was waiting for a new pen on my other tablet. And so I installed the drivers again. It might have been a different computer, I don't know. And suddenly there's pressure sensitivity. What? Wait, I didn't know about it this whole time. And I thought, I've got such a cheapo tablet. It's not just a job. Meanwhile, it had one of the main settings I needed all the time. Yeah, so during the live stream sessions, Blaze is enabled for the users in the Artspace. I normally turn it off at the end of the session. If you're lucky, I forget. But yeah, just so that you can try out our paid features, particularly the brushes. It's just the easiest way for us to enable that opportunity for you at the moment. It's not just for the canvas, it's across the whole Artspace. So later you will notice that you won't have access to those tools on the canvas anymore. Be here warned. Wait, this could actually go up. I am so slow with this. Yeah, it's not easy for a lot of people to join. I know Albert also can't really make it a lot of the time. For now, it just has to be that way. We will get the stream schedule doing something different in the not too distant future. But while I'm mostly the one that's doing these ones, and Udi, for both of us, this is the time that works best for us. Okay, we've got about a half an hour left. Forgot to change this track. Oh, nice. Nice that the times work out for you. Yeah, it's just one of those things, we've got users all over the world, which is there's no ways we can cater to all of them right away with our streams. It all takes time. And for the last 2 months, we needed to keep it at those set times rather than experiment with new ones because of how we partnered up with Wacom and all of our marketing. So Yeah, but now everyone knows that this is when it happens. So for the time being, that's how it's going to stay. Hmm. This is happening so frequently now. It's really difficult. Oh my god. Let's run a speed test here quickly. Yeah, that doesn't look good. When your speed test can't even run, then you know you got issues. Yeah, these ones I'm not too sure. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can find out more about this one in particular. If I had more time, I would have done some research into this earlier, but yeah, you know how it goes. Time is tricky sometimes. But yeah, it's like you find stuff to draw and paint. You can just take a full-on deep dive and learn about all these interesting places. Save. Google Lens. Let's see if it can tell me something specifically about this image. Because the problem with Pinterest at a glance is that sometimes there's a whole lot of other images and it gives you the wrong description. It says this is a Punu African mask. Let's see if I can find some information. This doesn't give me more. I think it gets used in a dance. So from Gabon. This African mask has a look made of coffee bean eyelids, protruding mouth, blah, blah, blah. The Okuyi dance Punu masks, they were displayed during rituals with very ancient origins, in which dancers mounted on stilts waved in order to summon the spirit of a deceased, with a mask depicting a beautiful young woman. These rituals took place during the funerals of notables, women who had given birth to twins, or were twins themselves, but also on the occasion of the birth of twins. Okay. How are you guys finding this? Finding it interesting to do? Enjoying it. Good stuff. Would have been faster if I went through the texture course. Yeah, I definitely feel like I should have just got some texture down on the silhouettes before trying to fill out details this time. Yeah, fitting the same lesson there. Work faster on the color blocking instead of getting lost in the details too early. Yeah. Bane of my existence. So hopefully with the clubhouse, we'll be able to be a bit more playful, come up with our own masks. Maybe we'll go a little faster. Oh yeah, Andy, he should have warmed up beforehand. Yeah. This is the story of my life. Before every stream, oh, why didn't I draw earlier? But I suppose this is kind of the warm-up for a lot of folks. Unless maybe we need to just start off doing some warm-up exercises. Let me start the session. Involves lunging on your tablet with your fingers. Cool, Deca. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly accurate. But definitely getting the sort of impression, playing around with those shapes. That's great if you're also feeling good about your results. You did well with the dagger that we did last time. Actually, all those daggers were so cool that you guys did. Everyone's work was great. And yeah, Burning Phoenix, been seeing your sword timber pieces there on the Discord server. Looking cool. That cosmic one was great. And the hologram was like, how the heck to do a holographic, or how to work with that theme. Started thinking of like there's the Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you call them? The thing that you used to wear on their arm for their cards. Trying to do the whole month? Awesome. Yeah, I wish I could tackle that. Just not gonna. And now I'm going to spend more time on it than I should. It's going to make problems elsewhere. It's such a cool challenge, though. I love seeing all the work. Although now that I'm not on Twitter much, I haven't seen what people have been producing so far for it. Oh, cool. Dual disc. Yeah. That's right. Yu-Gi-Oh! I freaking love that show. I still have all my cards in storage. How is... Oh, I see. I need to check something. Yeah, if you're doing cool stuff over on the gram, you want to share, feel free to drop your links here. Mountain Pirate, I've got a pot of greed on your keychain. Oh, that's cool. A big smile. Jeez, going up. 5-headed creature. Starlight asking, do you like the owl house? Now you're going to have to clarify what you mean there, because in South Africa we have a thing called the owl house, which might be very different maybe from what you're referring to. I don't know. Is there another owl house thing out there? Oh, Owl House is a cartoon. Okay. I did not know this. There's an artist in South Africa from many years ago, Allan Martins, whose studio and home is called the Owl House. So that's why I needed to check. Oh, back up. What am I doing? Haha, messed up my layers. Hang on. What the what? There we go. Okay. I need to be here on this layer. Yeah, and she used to make a lot of owls, this Helen Martins, out of cement. They had this whole thing in her backyard. She was an unusual woman, an unusual character. Had all these cement figures and creatures, and a lot of owls. She also had owl like stained glass windows in a house that she had made, but then lots of crushed glass on the walls. Very, very hectic stuff. Bit of a tragic story. Oh, dang. Nice one, Andy. That looks really cool. A variety of eyes there. Okay, we are 10 minutes out. Definitely felt rusty today on this. But it's okay. It's okay. Not every painting session is a success. But if you're feeling the same way, we showed up, didn't we? We showed up. That's the important part. More than anything else. Going up. TBT. I didn't even draw a mask. I showed up anyway. Just hung out. Drew a landscape. Oh, that's cool too. That's all right. Keep us company while we suffer. Yeah, I mean, what do you do drawing Among Us in the classroom? Come on, come on. I guess it's because everyone's itching for. You guys are itching for Among Us Clubhouse, isn't it? It's all good. Yeah, the classroom is a little bit more of a serious space, somewhat. The intention is to get better at our painting here. It's like when it's difficult to find time in the week to just paint and really try and focus on that element. At least then we've got something like this where we can all come together and figure it out. Whereas the clubhouse, it's just chaos. Different mode, different mode. Although at least in the clubhouse, we're doing pretty well with keeping things on topic. I will say that much, and that's great. I'm happy about that. Sometimes it can get out of hand. That's because my brush is so small. Yeah, I find if I'm having art block things, then actually doing stuff like this really helps. Rather than trying to like paint up, trying to figure out get an idea to paint, of what to paint. Like, okay, well this looks interesting. Let's try that. Whether it's a brass pot or interesting pose, or it's something where you're maybe not as attached to the outcome. talk more about this in my latest video. I actually did talk about this though, about the whole art block thing. It's interesting, and I think it happens to. I think what you're describing is more just a moment, like where it happens, like it just feels like my brain in my hand and my eyes, just none of it's cooperating. I'm assuming that's kind of what you mean with. You get those longer periods too. Because we all have those days where it's just not happening. You get burned out if you do more, if you do too much details after a few days. Yeah. Especially if you are actually focusing on those details. Well, maybe it doesn't really matter which way it goes. Because like it's so easy to just switch off a bit when there's details to be done and just go into autopilot, and it doesn't actually, you're not actually painting what's there anymore. And so I don't know, I feel like when it comes to details, I have to work my brain like a lot more to stay focused. I can imagine getting quite tired then. Alrighty, we're at the end of the 2 hours. Oh, okay, it's really for the time spent. Done. It's meh for me, but cool nonetheless. Great. Cool, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Andy. Hope the rest of you did too. Feel free to keep drawing for a while. I'll leave Blaze active for a bit, so you can keep going if you want to. Got a couple of things still to do here before I call it a night. But I'm going to take a quick look at what you guys have done. Anne's been doing. Nice. They're going all out there. That's more like oxen type of mask looks to be vibrating. Pretty cool. Nice combination of things there, Burning Phoenix. Love it. He's got such a striking face, this mask. I love it. That's okay if you didn't draw masks. Maybe next time. Cool, Mountain Pirate. I'd love to get stuck into the same mask. It looks like such a fun one. All those bells. Keep you busy for a while. Definitely has personality, yeah. Deca, fantastic job. Fantastic job. You did great. Nice to see that you even got the changing color at the edge of the lighting too. Around it. Very nice. Get mask. Whoa. Basil Make Vinegar, looking cool. Great choice of mask. definitely make me want to go and tackle this one next. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you finish the study or not. And TBT, that's landscape there. And some fun little characters. Cool. Well, great stuff, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic start to your week. And if you're not doing anything on Wednesday, join us in the clubhouse. We'll be doing more masks. The Mask Museum. We'll be putting a whole lot on the wall together on the same canvas, or multiple canvases. But that's going to be more casual. You can make up your own mask and put it on the wall. Should be fun. So until then, happy painting. I'll see you guys again soon.